people at the heart of building kinder, safer communities are first and foremost the people in the west of Glasgow, because that's the population that we serve. But specifically in Drumchapel, the work came about following local surveys, focus groups and consultations with local people about issues of concern to them, and safety was something that they were concerned about. And we thought, okay, how can we work together with our other partners to do something about it? What we wanted to improve was really two things. One, to help people who were victims of crime to get more support for the issues that they need support with, to support people who are vulnerable to risk of fire to know that they could get support from Scottish Fire and Rescue Services, and also to let colleagues know there are resources out there. So if you're working with someone and you've got a concern that that person may be at risk of fire, here's resources that you can tap into. But the bigger, wider piece of work that we were really involved with was about how do you build kinder, safer communities where people actually start to look out for each other. You're out scattering seeds, and it can take a while for that to grow. However, before this started, we didn't have older adult groups supported by volunteers. We now have 3 with a 4th in the pipeline. The wishing tree was something that we started as an idea of capturing people's wishes for the future, which then became Pledges for Kindness. We now get phone calls from other community groups, partner agencies and the public saying, can we borrow the wishing tree? Because they like that as an idea, and it's something that they then go back to their group and said, okay, these were the wishes, this was the pledges that people made, or whatever. What has happened with this? The local Violence Against Women delivery group, that didn't exist at all, neither it did. That is now supported with Community Safety Services and will continue into the next financial year, so there's a legacy there too. And that's looking at improving training, identifying when people might be affected by domestic abuse, creating a safe environment to have that conversation, and then signposting people's services on. So it's very qualitative as opposed to quantity. Yes, there's hard data like we saw X amount of people for anger management, but that's not the interesting story. Before we had this funding, I was very much involved in doing a lot of client work as well, just to manage demand, to make sure that we didn't start waiting lists. So I could see all sorts of pieces of development work that I really wanted to get involved in, but I just did not have the time, because over and above running the organisation, carrying my own caseload, seeing new referrals, that just was not there. The funds enabled us to buy hours to backfill the client work that I was doing and the new referral work that I was doing, which freed up my time to then go out and form those relationships, to look at involving more partners, more members of the community in how we could move forward to have kinder and safer communities. Also through the area partnership, because I'm the third sector rep on the Drumchapel and Anniesland area partnership. Even since the funding's ended, the organisation has now adjusted to me not being a direct service deliverer, which has then given me the capacity to be involved in a lot more national developments, because COPE Scotland doesn't want to grow an empire. We would like to be a beacon of good practice, to share what we have with others free. While we've got the funding, while we've got the resources, we will share what we have free with other partners. So for me personally, what's been really exciting has been that opportunity to take what we have here into a wider arena and say to our colleagues, if there's anything here you would find useful, then please use that. I am not needed anywhere near as much as I used to be. And I think that is, there's a saying that in the best leaders, when the work is done, the people say we did it for ourselves. And as a result of this funding, because elements of my post could be backfilled and I'm out and about more, I'm not as visible, so people are more confident to make the decisions themselves, knowing that I'm there as a support network, but I don't need to be here all the time. And I think a catalyst is really something which goes in, makes something happen, and then moves on. And for me, there are things happening now that have got their own momentum, and it's got nothing to do with me at all. And I think that's what's marvelous. 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 That's what's marvelous.